A Grand Rapids company is awarding $25,000 to local teens making a difference. Treadstone Funding is back with its Hustle and Heart Scholarship.
Yep, joining us this morning is Matt Muscat from Treadstone this morning. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
Of course, yeah. Well, tell us about this scholarship because we know this is sort of geared to go beyond normal GPA requirements that we typically see with some of those scholarships out there during the season. So tell us about it, and why did you guys decide to go beyond those requirements?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our second year doing this scholarship. And obviously, as a financial company, the thing that we hear over and over again from customers is there's an affordability crisis out there.
Yeah.
And although we would love to give free homes away, that's not necessarily legal for us to do. There's some down payment requirements. But you know, a lot of our borrowers have kids. A lot of our employees have kids, and the cost of figuring out what you're going to do after graduation is stressful. And so we wanted to come up with something that would lessen that load a little bit, but also we took a look at all the other scholarships out there and said we want to do something that'll help a different group of people, because a lot of our customers, a lot of people we know in the community aren't just straight A students who went to college, became lawyers, doctors, accountants. They're people that wanted to become electricians. They're people who wanted to start a small business, and people who went to college and went the normal route. So this scholarship aims to serve really anyone who is already exhibiting grit, determination, and seems like a cool person.
Yeah, kind of just going beyond like some of your scholastic abilities, but also honoring the person behind this, right? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and how many applicants did you guys get last year, and how many are you hoping for this year?
It was crazy. I mean, we came up with this idea sitting with a former intern on the roof of our building, and we ended up having over 300 applicants our first year. And those were the people that completed the application. I mean, there were probably 400 or 500 who started it. We ended up awarding 4 last year, $4,000 or $5,000 awards, all to West Michigan kids.
Wow.
Some of them just had unbelievable stories. We went through every single application. And this year we added a 5th scholarship, which is dedicated to someone that's in the Ottawa County area as well.
Okay, very cool. So kind of expanding the horizons here. When you guys get these applications in, I'm assuming it's a committee that probably picks these. How do you guys go through? You're reading the story, and then what happens? What happens inside that selection room?
Absolutely. So step 1, did they finish all of the questions, right?
Well, that's like step number 1.
Did they do the bare minimum? But step 2, we're really reading the stories. So they're answering the basic questions, but then they're explaining like what they've been up to in the 4 years that they've been in high school, or we actually allow first-year college students to apply for this as well. You can be 17 to 19 years old. So we're really trying to read the stories and trying to see how they are showing their grit and determination, as well as what have they been doing to stay busy.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what some of the stories that you guys have heard over the last year when you guys first started this. I mean, they've got to be pretty remarkable, right?
I would say it's really easy to narrow it down from like 300 applications to like 50 that are like, wow, these are solid.
Yeah.
But getting it down from like 20 to 4 was an unbelievably tough decision. One of the stories we had was a young man who had overcome housing instability as a teen.
Wow.
And despite all that, kept decent grades, was very involved in the community, volunteered, played sports, did all the things. And he had big plans to go to school, wanted to become a surgeon that could serve underserved communities. And we said, this guy absolutely deserves it. We got to go to his high school kind of scholarship ceremony, meet him in person, present him with like a big, oversized, totally unnecessary check, but that makes it kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we hear that the funds are flexible, so it's not just for college students like you mentioned. Why is it important that the funds are flexible for trade schools?
Yeah, we believe that giving should have no strings. You know, if someone applies for this grant, applies for this scholarship, we're giving it to them because we believe in that person, not necessarily in the specific plan they might have as a 17 or 18-year-old. I don't know about you guys, but like when I was 17 or 18, I wanted to do cool things, but I didn't exactly know what those were going to be. So if one of these people, they're 17, finishing school, they think they want to go into medicine, but then they decide to start a business, that's totally cool with us.
Wow, so kind of able to do what you want with that. I think that's pretty cool. How can folks apply if they're listening right now? Obviously, the scholarship timeline, it's just now getting open, or are we on that process or headed that direction?
Absolutely. So it opened up December 1st.
Okay.
Last year we did it January, but this year we opened it up earlier because we figured that families around the holidays, it's a great time to for a mom to find this online and talk to their kids about it. So it's open from now until April 1st. And then we're going to be making our scholarship decisions in April, May, giving the money out in June.
That's pretty cool. What do you hope for the scholarship this year? Who do you hope that these awards go to this year?
It's a great question. We're really hoping to reach more people. So we're located in downtown Grand Rapids. A lot of our employees are within, probably a 15-minute drive. We want this to extend it a little bit further. We would love to see more applications in Kalamazoo, love to see more applications in Ottawa County. And we're really hoping also that this can also reach some of those some of those 19-year-olds who maybe finished high school and now have a more clear idea of what they want to do.
Interesting. Kind of had a time to think about it to make sure that they know exactly how they would like to use that money. Yes. In the future, obviously, this is just year 2 of the scholarship. What are your hopes for the scholarship in the future past this year?
We're obviously hoping that it would grow.
Yeah.
We would love to continue to increase the total fund. Last year, we ended up hosting a community pickleball tournament in June, and all the money that was raised from that helped us to donate more money this year.
That's pretty cool. Matt, anything we didn't ask you that you think would be important to say to the audience that's listening right now? Obviously, this is going just beyond that GPA requirement, really to kind of honor someone's character rather than their scholastic abilities.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is nominating someone else.
Okay.
Right? So although we do need the individual student to apply, I think a lot of people who would be great candidates for this they never think that their story is as powerful as it really is. There's a tendency to underestimate yourself because you see all these other people that you might think need it more. So if you know someone out there who has been helpful, who's been awesome, who helps others and is really someone you think is going to do things in our community, that would be the person, because obviously we want our best talent to either stay in our community or to come back to our community after they do whatever they need to do for a couple years.
Why is it so important for you guys to support our local students here?
We're a local mortgage company, so our customers are those who are choosing to lay down roots and buy homes here in West Michigan. Michigan has some of the biggest mortgage companies in the entire world writing loans all around the country. We focus right here in Michigan.
All right, pretty cool. And where can we go and sign up for this? What's the website?
Yeah, so you can go to treadstonemortgage.com, and if you click on the menu, there's a big, bright application. You can either apply for a mortgage or apply for the scholarship. The word apply goes both ways. But then you could also hit up our Instagram, and the link to our first video about it is pinned to the top as well.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find on the Treadstone website. I was able to find it pretty easy this morning, so it should be right there on their website, and we'll have more information in this full interview posted for you on 13 Plus and on 13onyourside.com. Matt, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.